What's your thoughts on Dak? What can you share with us on your quarterback situation going into Sunday night?
Well, not a lot to add to anything that's been said. Obviously, we're still very optimistic about it and going to see how it goes tomorrow, which will be key for us. And, the biggest thing we've got to deal with here is, we're dealing with a player here that's ultra competitive and certainly wants to play regardless. And we just got to get our hands around, if he's truly ready and if that's in our best interest to line him up and play him against the Vikings.
Stephen, as and I appreciate the answer and the candor on that there. The situation, though, at right tackle, was this more about that, with Lyle Collins coming back, was this more about just Terrence Steele has just played so much better? Is the organization not happy with Lyle Collins? Can you share why Terrence Steele is still your starting right tackle?
Well, I think all the above. You got to, first of all, Terrence Steele stepped up and played really well. Second of all, Lyle hadn't been involved in really practicing and leaning on big bodies for 5 weeks. And, while we're getting him ready to go, we thought it was good. As we all know how important a player is, and certainly when he has versatility, it doesn't get any better. So, if Lyle can get in there and help play guard as well, then as we start to head down the home stretch and we got guys who can do multiple things, it's certainly helpful. But we all know Lyle can be an impactful right tackle for us as well. But certainly those guys are playing well as a unit right now. Steele certainly has stepped up. We've talked about it and playing well, but in no way is this any indication as to how we feel about Lyle Collins.
Is there a chance that he ends up starting at guard here soon?
No, we're just, what we're doing is making this team as competitive as possible. Certainly that's the case at a lot of positions we have right now. When a player goes down, we've had guys step up, and certainly in the defensive line, it's very competitive as guys have stepped up. The safety position with Dono Wilson and Hooker and Curse and Kazee. I mean, all these situations, everybody's got to come to work every day and earn the right to be active and play in the game. We got Kelvin Joseph coming back at the corner spot, who's going to really push people. So, this is, in my opinion, what makes a team really come together and really gel is when you got to come to work every day and practice your butt off and make sure you're keeping your spot or you're working to get a spot. And, at the end of the day, I've been saying it all year, you need them all. And certainly we're going to need them all. And we know how quickly a situation can change, just as we saw last year where you go from thinking you're deep at a spot and you look up and 2-3 injuries in the offensive line, 2 or 3 injuries in the defensive line. Then next thing you know, you're needing everybody. So we feel really good about our situation. I think we got this team's very unselfish. Starts at the top with Dak Prescott. And I think everybody understands the situation, that we've got some really good football players on this team that are going to push everybody, and it should pay off for us.
Stephen, we're all hopeful that Dak is able to play for you. There's no question about that. But when we were out in Oxnard with you, Garrett Gilbert was the primary backup quarterback, and then things switched where Cooper Rush then became really your primary backup quarterback. Can you tell us how that transferred from one to the other? Was there a day, a practice? Is there something along the way that if Cooper Rush has to play this weekend that you guys feel solid about him?
Well, one thing, Cooper had some injuries early, and I had to overcome them. But one thing about both Garrett and Cooper, hats off to them, is I think both of them could coach in this league. They could be quarterback coaches and work their way into being NFL coaches. They know the system that well. But at the end of the day, just really felt like, Cooper had outplayed Garrett and felt like he's the guy that can step in and we really think can do a great job, especially with the way this offense is running right now. We've got the offensive line's in great shape. Obviously, our receiving core is getting ready to get stronger. Probably won't see him this week, but Gallup's right around the corner. Good backs, good tight ends. Certainly, Cooper knows how to run this offense, and I think he'll do a great job if he has to play. But that's still yet to be determined because got number 4 working his butt off out there, and certainly optimistic that he can step out there and play for us.
Stephen, with Micah Parsons, we've seen him play off the ball. We've seen him play primarily edge when he needed to, when you had the bodies for that. Is there a long-term picture of him needing to fit into one or the other, or do you guys enjoy the Swiss Army knife part of it?
I think we enjoy the Swiss Army knife. Certainly we've got great coaches that are monitoring that, whether it's a Dan Quinn, whether it's George Edwards. They understand when you get to a point of diminishing returns. But I think right now we do enjoy the flexibility and the unknown that comes with him week in and week out as to what his role may be in a particular game, where he might rush from, when he's going to drop in coverage, and certainly when he's just going to be playing straight up linebacker, running sideline to sideline and making plays, which, he certainly has the skill set to do any and all the above. So we'll continue to use him as a player who, when the other team breaks the huddle, I've said this in the past, that he needs to be accounted for. And when there's an unknown as to where he may be lining up, whether it's Mike linebacker, edge rusher, outside linebacker, certainly I think that brings another challenging dimension to our defense that the other team has to account